Ever heard the phrase, it's not who you know or not what you know, but who you know? What if I told you that the difference between $1 million deal and $1 billion deal really came down to the relationships that these people we're going to talk about today? What's up, everybody? Shout outs to the village. This is another episode of Wealthy Wednesdays presented by the Black Wealth Rebels. I'm Kamari. We got Jimmy. We got Corey. We are here. We are breathing. We are on time. Well, actually, we're a little late, but that's not my fault. I was here early. But welcome to everybody. Here we go. I knew that was going to get you going. But listen, today we got a great story for y'all between Piggy Cole and Howard Schultz and how they both were able to use relationships to leverage their billion-dollar enterprises. And it's kind of interesting. Now, Jimmy, how did we get going with this?
First of all, I want to make sure I salute everyone here live because we appreciate all of the live,
always
of our program. I also want to say shout out to our sponsor, Supplement. Stay hydrated and get you a bottle from a Black-owned company that is the top bottle in the game, Supplement. So shout out to Supplement. I want to say that. Go to getsupplement.com, GETSUPLMNT.com, and get your Get Supplement bottle. But this conversation started as me and Kamari were, during the course of the day, we always be sharing memes and we'd be sharing wild stuff we see on Instagram. And I came across this video of, Howard Schultz of Starbucks. And he was telling the story about him trying to acquire Starbucks, in years past and how that deal went down. And led to a conversation about the idea of, first Kamari was like, man, relationships. I was like, yeah, there's a little privilege baked in there too. Being able to walk into that room, you'll see what we talk about. We want to share the video. And Kamari's response was, yeah, but we got to start creating our own Black privilege.
Correct.
I was like, so you mean something like this? And shared another video of a couple of our folks putting a deal together. Anyway, I said, let's talk about it tonight. Let's talk about the idea of relationships and how having the right connections can lead to success in business and in life. So with that being said.
And before we get too far going, what's up, Corey? What you back there doing, man?
Parlays, doggy.
Parlays?
I got my my kids and my wife on the Life 360 joint. So I'm just checking on their whereabouts because my wife had to drive back from Philly to Houston because the weather was so bad here and in Houston.
Oh, damn. She drove?
Yeah, she couldn't fly back. So.
Oh, she's a trooper.
Well, first off, what is Life 360? I don't even know what you're talking about. You speaking of foreign language.
That's the joint where you track the whereabouts of your folks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But before we get going, I want to make sure I give Jimmy full credit. Jimmy is executive producer for tonight's show. Just make sure he feels appreciated.
The talent. Hey, man, listen, man, I probably won't be here Friday, man. So I had to executive produce this because I almost remember my last show of the week, man. I'm headed out Friday morning. On my way, to the tropics, to enjoy how life's supposed to treat you.
Right, that's all what rich people do. So listen, make sure y'all pull up on Friday because I'm gonna besmirch the shit out of Jimmy while he's not here. But I'm saying that to his face right now.
Listen. When I get there, man, if I find me a spot that got a nice view or something, I might come on just to share my surroundings, man. But it is what it is, man.
Basically what he's talking about is he gonna shit on us because we in District 12.
Hey, listen, man, you're supposed to, man.
Listen, I don't think y'all know I need this vacay. You know what I'm saying? I need this one, man. Like this year has been something else, bro. This year has been something else. So I need this, man. You know what I mean?
Listen,
I celebrated a birthday yesterday, and it's like I'm just looking forward to Friday.
And yes, before we get any further, make sure everybody in the group chat say happy birthday to our brother Jimmy. No jokes aside.
Most folks already wish me well, man. Listen, what I will say,
never enough love, man. Never enough love.
What I will say is this, man. I don't know what it was about yesterday or whatever, but I got some beautiful messages yesterday, man. And like y'all had dust in my eye yesterday. I was like, man, like I'm like, they must have known that I needed the energy or something, because I got some beautiful messages, man, from a lot of folks, man. So I want to say thank you for that. It's definitely appreciated, man. That is my reward, is the love from the people, man.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to it, y'all. We will definitely get back around and say what's up to everybody. Let y'all know this clip is a little bit long, but hang in with us.
And into the room with lawyer Bill Gates Sr. And what you recall from that day.
Of all the things that have happened in my life and all of the episodes that have led to where I am today, that was the defining moment. And if that did not happen, 100% rest assured, we wouldn't be sitting here. So Bill Gates Sr. literally changed my life.
And had no reason to do so.
No, I had no reason to do it. And the founders of Starbucks Coffee Company, specifically Jerry Baldwin, 2 years before had acquired Peet's Coffee Company. So Starbucks had 6 stores, Peet's had 5 or 6, and it was a tough economic time. And Jerry bought Peet's with mostly debt. And it turns out that Starbucks and Peet's got into financial trouble. And Jerry came to me and said, I decided that I'm going to sell Starbucks and I'm going to keep Peet's and I'm going to move to the Bay Area. And it seems to me if you could raise the money, you're the right guy to acquire Starbucks. So that was great news to me, but I had no money. And at that time, I had left Starbucks and formed my own coffee company called Il Giornale. And
I never even heard of that before.
we were doing pretty well, but I had no money to buy Starbucks. The purchase price was $3.8 million in 1987. And so the good news is the opportunity, bad news, no money. So I went to my existing investors to try and raise the $3.8 million. And Jerry said, if you can raise the money in 60, 90 days, it's yours. But at the same time, just to cover myself, I'm going to start talking to other people in case you can't raise the money.
Which would have been horrible for you.
Yeah, terrible. And he came to me with about 30 days in and said, how are you doing? And I said, I've raised about a third of the money and I'm confident I'm going to raise the rest. But I wasn't confident. I didn't know where the money was coming from. Well, maybe a week or two later, he calls me up and says, can you come see me? And I go to see Jerry, and he says, I got some bad news. I've got an all-cash offer, all cash, with no due diligence to buy the company. And Howard, I just got to take it. And I said, from who? And he said, one of your investors. And it turned out that one of our investors had gone around me and tried to steal the opportunity. And I tell you, I was just heartbroken. I couldn't believe it. The guy who was intending to do this was a titan in Seattle at the time. He's here, and I'm down here. I would have no access to him. I was in a basketball league at the time, and I'm telling my...
Listen to the story. This is about the wildest thing ever.
Wow, it's absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
Friend Scott Greenberg, the story. He's a lawyer, a young lawyer at Bill Gates Sr.'s law firm. And he says to me, this is a terrible thing. You got to come in the office and tell Bill Gates the story. You have to. I said, well, I don't even know Bill. He said, you come in. So next day, he got a meeting with me, and I went in there with Scott. Bill Gates Sr., who at the time was like 6'7", 6'8". He was a titan of Seattle. He was just the man. Now, Bill Gates, Microsoft at the time, was a small startup company. No one
Now make sure y'all put 2 and 2 together on this show.
knew Bill Gates, but everyone knew Bill Gates Sr. I walk in the office, I tell him the whole story, and he says, I'm just going to ask you 2 straight up questions. I was so nervous, I was so anxious.
I was going to say, the nerves had to be through the roof.
Awful. Yeah, I was sweating. I said,
my hands are sweating just listening to this.
He says, is everything you told me true? I said, Mr. Gates, 100% the truth. Have you left anything out? I said, no. And he says, we're going to take a walk. I don't know where we're going. We take a walk across the street, literally. We go up to the top floor, and then I realize we're walking into the other man's office, whose name should be not mentioned. We walk in. Bill Gates is 6'7", 6'8". This guy is behind his desk, and Bill Gates stands over him, just like this, walks in and said, I'm going to walk out of this office and you are going to stand down, and Howard Schultz and Starbucks Coffee are going to never hear from you again. Are we clear? I'm just like, holy. And the guy kind of wilts and says, I understand. And we walk out. And I just said to Mr. Gates, what just happened? And he said, you're going to own Starbucks Coffee Company, and my son and I are going to help you. And they did. And we bought the company for $3.8 million. Now, Bill Gates Sr. never told a soul what he did for me. And at every opportunity I had throughout the years, I'd find an opportunity to thank him. And he just never he just shrugged it off. Now, the other story, if you wanted, is
Sure.
3 years ago, I'm at the Microsoft CEO Summit. Every CEO in the world is there, and Bill and Melinda Gates are in the front row. So I tell the story in front of that whole group, and I'm getting off the stage. Bill meets me halfway, and he says, who's the guy? Who's the guy? And I tell him, and he says, holy he didn't know. He didn't know his father did it. So the truth is, Bill Gates Sr. is directly responsible for my success and Starbucks growth and development.
That's crazy. So what do y'all think about that story?
So you gotta have friends in low and high places, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
He was at a basketball game.
Low and high.
Yeah, he was on chill mode. He was on give up mode. Like, I gave up.
I think it's so many things in there, right? But I was telling Kamar when we first started having a conversation I was like, it must be amazing to say, yeah, I was broke. Let me go, I got a connection to Bill Gates Sr., right? I think that's funny. It's also funny hearing about how his father was like, a young bully in Seattle. When you see his son, who many people misconstrue to be like this nerdy guy, who's really a young
He's
tyrant.
a bully himself.
Yeah. So that's funny to hear, right? That, apple tree, that whole thing. Yeah, it's interesting, man. You talk about circle of privilege right there, man. Like, I play ball with somebody who works with Bill Gates Sr. And then also, Bill Gates Sr. having that kind of juice and seeing how his son was able to, how his son was able to do what he did.
I mean, but it's really amazing that you never know who you're going to run into. You never know who your network has connections to. That's why you should never treat anybody bad. Well, we backed it up. That's not why you shouldn't do it, but that's part of it, right? Because one, everybody's a human being, so you should treat everybody good. But also, you never know who knows who, and the world is small.
My grandmother, Carolyn Dolores Thompson, rest her soul, my grandmother told me that the best investment you can make is treating people nice. It pays the most dividends. It pays more dividends than any stock you can buy.
Hold on.
So,
what's her name again, Jimmy? Carolyn Dolores
Thompson. Man. Carolyn Dolores Thompson, man. That's my grandmother, man. And she told me that. She told me that as a kid, and she used to always say it to me. And she used to say it to me. I didn't know what she was talking about, but as I got older, I was like, okay, yeah, because in the words of Christopher Wallace, man, you don't want your name to taste like ass when people speak it, right? There's certain names that when we say their names, like, you get a certain feeling, and like, okay, that's a good person. I want to help that person. There's also other names when we say certain names, it invokes a whole different response.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It invokes a whole different response. You like, nah, I'm cool. So, treat people well, man. Just be good to people, man.
I would agree, man. I would agree.
Do unto others.
Yep. That old school wisdom is still valuable today.
So anyway, so getting back to our story though, so that was the video we were talking about. Me and Kamar were talking about earlier today, and I started talking about something I saw. I was watching the EYL video with Pinky, and from Slutty Vegan. Yeah, Pinky Cole from Slutty Vegan, and I was reminded of that. And me and Kamar's conversation. It's a shorter video, but she was talking about trying to raise capital to buy back her establishment and how she was able to get the capital. Not the same story, but a similar story, just being connected to the right folks. So
the through line is damn near the same now. I mean, if you get it. But here's the story.
When I say that, because that was a pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, I know everybody lean on you for everything, but I got this portfolio. I got this 10 million.
And the Robert they're speaking of is Robert Smith.
Why is it the beginning? That started kind of in the middle.
Oh, I thought that was the beginning.
No, that was the middle.
It's funny enough, and I hope he don't get mad at me saying this. I actually sold one of my properties to Robert Smith.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know, Robert Smith is the black billionaire who is a tech VC giant.
My DC property to Robert Smith. And let me tell you something. It pays to have people in your corner, right? One, who are resource qualified. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Because that was a pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, I know everybody lean on you for everything, but I got this portfolio. I got this $10 million portfolio. Let me sell you one of my properties.
Had you had a relationship prior to that moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could pick up the phone and call him. He always give me advice anytime I reach out to him.
Yeah.
But to have somebody to do that for me,
Yeah.
right? It pays to have people who are aligned with your vision and your mission to be able to like pull the trigger real fast when you need them to do that. That's why relationships are so very important, right?
That's a fact. Relationships are everything.
Also, I'm still in that resource qualified. You know what I'm saying? So I say, some of y'all not resource qualified. You know.
I mean, that's a fact, though, right? Because, you know, in our community, we always have the conversation. Money's evil. Money's not important. But if we're really serious about making our community better, money has to be a part of the conversation. No, we shouldn't love money, right? But we can respect it, and we can respect it as a tool in all of what it does.
We need more folks that are resource qualified is what we need.
Yo, that line was hard. That line was hard. Yo, like that joke was hard to paint. Resource qualified is hard to paint, broski.
Yeah, we need
That
some
is hard to paint.
Yeah.
Like she was like, yeah, I need people basically who got that Skrilla. Like it's okay to have it's okay to have other people, but if you ain't got that Skrilla, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
I mean, but not only that, clearly Robert Smith has the Skrilla. But how dope is it, a black woman being able to reach out to a black man, a rich black man, a wealthy black man, and can then have her back from a business standpoint?
No, that's amazing. I also thought about like the downfall of being Robert Smith. She said something in that video that resonated with me when she was like, I know people calling you for everything because over the last several years, and I think this is probably why he operated in the shadows for so long, but he kind of like with that Morehouse thing, put himself on the map. But ever since he did that, like I remember they were building that museum, they leaned on him all kinds of crazy. Like I've seen him probably like 5 or 10 times where he get leaned on all kinds of crazy. And I was like, I can only imagine. Listen, I'm poor, right? You know, Kamari got all the money. I'm poor.
Y'all see who's vacationing this week, right? That's all I gotta say.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen,
I mean, you started.
it's a birthday trip, bro. Anyway, with that
Won't be none.
being said, though, I get crazy phone calls of people pitching me and asking me and doing this kind of stuff. I can only imagine.
I get none of those phone calls.
Dog, I could only imagine, like, and that's got to be difficult because you want to help, but you know, Kamari always tells me, man, like sometimes you gotta take care of yourself and say F everybody else because you no good to nobody if you just read yourself right.
You know what stopped those phone calls to my phone? I just start saying no without no explanation. I just be like no, like not even because I don't want to, not because I don't have to. I just be like no, and then they be like, why? I just be like, and like I don't even say. I just be like I don't even respond.
I got a new one now, right? Because you know some family don't care. You can tell them no 100 times, they're gonna ask you 101. They're gonna keep shooting. My new joint though now from this point on is because I'm not resource qualified.
There you go.
I'm running with that. So salute the pinky because I'm still in that one.
Well, my joint is I don't have the resource capacity to help you out.
Yeah.
Not as far as hers, but that's what I'd say.
I'm not resource qualified, man. You know, so no, but I think it's dope that he's able to do that, man. But you know, I thought about that as she was telling that story, man. This also led to a third video, right? Kamari, as his new nickname is Spike Kugler. Kamari,
I love that nickname, by the way.
We have so much content of our sister, man, and we are dearly missing our sister, man. Like you guys have no idea
Well, before we get to that, Jim, hold on.
Okay.
I wanted to show you something since it was your birthday. I thought you could really appreciate this.
Okay.
Queens forever!
Waiting for the slander.
Snow bunnies never!
It's no slander. Let me start it over.
Black queens forever! Snow bunnies never! Forever!
Snow bunnies never!
Black queens forever!
Snow bunnies never!
Black queens forever!
Snow bunnies never!
Yo, why?
So that's AI. That's called AI.
So here's my problem, right? Here's my problem.
With a harem of snow bunnies.
All of the powerful things you can do with AI, and this is what some folks are sitting around doing. You got cats out here making millions using these tools, and other cats are like,
first of all, that was fire. Secondly, why is he in a harem of bunnies? Why is he?
AI is crazy, man. AI is crazy.
Why is he in a harem of bunnies? Like
now technically,
why is he in a harem of bunnies?
Technically, that's a Friday joint. You know, we transverse the niggaverse on Fridays, y'all.
Yeah, we spend time in the niggaverse on Fridays.
But I saw that and I said, Jimmy's gonna love this.
Yo, by the way, man, I just want y'all to see Kamari's shirt. That's kind of fire, yo. You know.
Not me. Shout out to Shelby. Not me.
Shelby. Shelby is in the chat. Shelby, you are amazing, bro. Yeah. And also, I came to a realization today, Corey. Right? You know, I be joking with my brother a lot, but I realized today that Kamari doesn't know how to take compliments, yo.
I don't, man. I've been traumatized because
I was actually giving him a compliment and he started slandering me. I'm like, dog, I'm actually giving you a compliment. I'm like, you don't even know how to take compliments. You don't know how to
because you always beating on me.
Pause. First off, I was telling him how much I appreciated the video that we're getting ready to share, man, because like I said, man, it's a difficult time for all of us, man. You know, and I missing our sister and whatnot. And we have several videos. We have a lot of content. I was telling Kamara, I was like, yo, I'm about to flood my timeline with Tracy content because we have so much content because we created so much content together. We had live event together. We did so much. And he took a piece of the content and he put it out today and it got a little dust in my eye, man. So I was telling him, I was like, you out here trying to produce, you out here, you know. That's why I was messing with him, calling him Spike Kugler, man.
I keep telling you, man, I'm an artist, man. I'm an artist.
Let me tell you this, man. I stopped answering my phone and I ain't been on social media in like 6 days. Like I've been on just to say, like when people tag me, you know, just to respond to the people who tag me. But other than the response to people who tag me, you know, like, you know, we had some wins in our village, you know, with one of the children of one of our dearest friends, Latoya. You know, he won his he was going for treasurer.
Yeah,
he used our camp as a reference.
Oh, I missed that. Congrats.
Yeah, no, listen, it's dope. He used our camp as a reference. Yep.
And
Latoya, man, Latoya.
But just to those people who, you know, but other than that, like I responded to Courtney and I responded to her and I responded to y'all because y'all tagged me. I can't get on social media without crying, bro. Like I can't even get there.
I want to send a shout out to our sister Liz too, man, because I've been bothering the hell out of Liz over the last several days, man. But she's in the chat too.
Hey, Liz.
Liz, man. Listen, Liz is amazing, bro.
Liz is a real one.
No, she's the best, and I just want to just say thank you to Liz because I've been calling her all. I called her like 3 times, like within an hour yesterday, like just leaning on her to help get a lot of things done. And she's just amazing, bro. And also she's like a leader because within our brokerage, she like stepped up and is helping folks. And so that's the other part. A lot of times when you lose someone, it's difficult, but it also shows you when people step up and people who are there, and you get to see a different side of just other folks. So that's a blessing. So we got some good folks around us. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
we have a village.
And that
always talks about being village minded and community.
Yeah, and that is kind of like ties in everything that we're talking about this evening in terms of having your folks, right? Because even throughout this experience, I've been able to reach out to a lot of people and get a lot of stuff done and just get a lot of information just based on a network, and our sisters to give her credit for a lot of it, because Tracy over the years again, you know, me and Tracy's relationship. This is what I was telling them before we came on. The relationship I had with her, I'll never be able to get with someone else in real estate. Me and Tracy did $500,000 deals with no paperwork, and we didn't even need paperwork. And it's because we trusted each other, we loved each other, and I know for a fact that I'll never be able to have that kind of relationship with nobody else. But I say that because over the years, she has put me and countless others in front of other people in terms of she was a master networker. So over the years, she's given me opportunities. So now it's like trying to help out things for her and the family. It's like I'm relying on those things that she's actually responsible for in a crazy way. So just amazing, man. But that actually brought us to the video that Kamari created, which is weird because we were having this conversation outside of the video. But it all connects in terms of just having a network and having people you can rely on and also working together, something that all of us need to do more of. You know what I mean?
And Jim, you know, in full honesty, you know, I kind of didn't really want to put this video out.
I know. Listen, I told him to put it out 3-4 days ago. And even this morning, he was like, I shouldn't have did it. I was like, no, man, we're going to share her words, man. Like, this is her work.
I mean, listen, that was the only reason why I did it, because Tracy was so thorough and she was consistent. Like, talking about that community talk, I think I'm consistent. I think Jim's consistent. I think Corey's consistent. I think Courtney's consistent. But I think Tracy trumped us all, and not in a bad way. Like,
absolutely she did. That was her.
She was about that community.
That was her thing, bro. I told you I got another video. I'm gonna share. I'll probably share it in the morning because I just can't. I'm with the bandwidth tonight, and it's like she's so consistent. It's a whole different time, whole different day. We having a conversation, and she's on the same wave. I'm like, that's what she does, man. But it all ties into what we're talking about with the other videos with Pinky, the videos with Bill Gates Sr. and Howard Schultz. It's all the same. But
actually, I think it's deeper. But I know I'm biased because it's personal.
No, it's
but
deeper.
No. I'll talk to you a little bit more after we get done.
No, but what I'm saying is I think it's deeper because she's talking about how we've bought into Western culture, right? So it's a little bit deeper because it's specific to us.
Yes, but but I have another angle.
Okay.
I don't want to belabor it and drag this out.
Let's go.
That as well is we have to do a better job of building community. Because since we've been in this country, we've been taught a Western civilization way of living. That is not in our DNA. We barter. We do community. We use each other's strengths. We trade. We put people in position that have their strengths, and the ones that have weaknesses, we pair them up. We have to do a better job of working within our community to find folks with the strengths, with the credentials. If they don't have the credentials and they're more blue collar, we can put them in spaces to do labor because we have expertise and excellence in labor. We have expertise in contracts and relationships. And we also have expertise in people who just know how to structure stuff. Seek those people out, put them in position to do their strengths and create better and more functional communities, because that's the only way we're going to be able to survive.
Everybody out here, we can make sure that our dollar spends 6 times before it leaves our community. That's right.
Shout out to Tracy, man. R.I.P. to Tracy. She was a real one. She really was a community angel, in my opinion, man.
That's tough to watch, bro. Sheesh.
Yeah, all of these are tough to watch, man. All of them, because I've seen other people put out videos from our event, other videos from way back in the day, and again, she lived her rap. She was about that life. She helped people, and so my thing is why I feel a little bit different than Becky and Robert, and this might be unfair to say, but, and I don't know all of this to be true, right? But from what I understand, Tracy always was gathering. She was like a fisherman of men, of women. I can't say the same thing for them too. And that's why I say it's a little bit different.
No, I got you.
It's different when you are actually out in these streets pulling people together. And again, no diss to them. No diss to them. But,
no, we don't know them. So we don't know whether they do or not, right?
Right.
But I get your point, right? So you have intimate knowledge of that.
Right.
And always been that way. That's the crazy part, bro. Like,
right.
You know, and it's funny because one of the reasons we got so close is because we were raised that way. We were literally raised that way. We come through the same channels, like in terms of our upbringing. So, and that's what we were taught. We were taught that this is how you're supposed to behave. So we used to always joke. One of the jokes we have with each other is we would always say, "Man, this is really our fault," because we forget that everybody wasn't raised like us. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes you get mad at someone who you know, you could be loyal to a fault, and then sometimes you get mad at someone else and then realize, like, oh yeah, they don't have the same, you know, morals, and they weren't raised the same way I was. So It's really our fault for having expectations of people, man.
Well, in order to raise the bar of the people, you gotta have expectations of the people. So I would disagree with both of you on that. But I like the joke.
No, it's all good, man. So all those things are tied together, man. All three of those videos are tied together. And what this whole show is about this evening is really just having a quick conversation with you guys about the idea of village, because we're so true about building our village, right? I know a lot of folks that are watching are part of our village, but we definitely have a village with the Black Wealth Rebels. So you can get in there for free too by going to blackwealthrebels.com. Because we share a lot of information here. By the way, I got like 3 videos I'm dropping tomorrow. I got like 2 classes from the previous Sundays I'm dropping in there, the PowerPoint parts. And we did a video. Me and Kamar did a video. What the hell were we talking about the other day? It was a good video too.
I know we did, but I don't remember.
It was a good video. I'm sitting there thinking about it. Like, it was a good. We had a good video that we're going to drop back there as well.
All I know is I got to edit it. I'll get to it.
You don't got to edit it. I already got it done. I already got it ready to go.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you did that.
Listen, man, real quick, I'll sit on content for 6 months. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll digress.
See, that's why I can't take compliments, because you always slander me.
No one even knew I was talking about you, though.
Yes, they do. You talked about it before, sir. You talked about it before. Listen, man, I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Spike Cougar, man. Spike Cougar.
All right. What up, Shelby?
Shelby, how are you, sir?
Welcome.
Don, what's up, Don?
All right. Jarrell said,
what's up, Jarrell?
Having some technical issues over here. All right. Liz is in the building. Shout out to Liz.
Yes.
Here we go. Boom Bap Suede. I don't know what just happened there. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you fine. I don't know what you're doing before. Yeah, we heard you when you said I'm having technical difficulties. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I hit something on my board. I got it. So wait a minute. I think it skipped to me. All right, Miss Edie's in the building. Greetings.
Hey,
Jimmy Corey. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I love the interviews with Pinky recently about the loss of the company for 43 days and getting it back.
It's all part of her journey.
Boom Bap Suede. That's a dope name, says Joe Brother. It is. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Dog, what up, bro? How are you?
Good.
Congratulations, Jimmy, on EP and executive producing.
Thank you, Miss Edie. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Lord, don't get him going. Never going to stop. Hey, Cookie, how are you? Thank you for joining the village.
Hey, listen, Cookie, I want to say thank you specifically. Cookie sent me an amazing message yesterday that, you know, kind of gave me energy. So I want to say thank you. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate you.
All right. What up, Anthony?
And it's good.
All right, Liz says enjoy the birthday.
Hey, thanks, Liz.
Don Johnson says Aruba is an amazing spot. Another rich guy. Maybe one day I can get back there.
You've been there before, man.
Maybe 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
I've been there before too, which is why I'm going back.
Yeah. Jarrell says happy related. All right, Shelby's got a question for Jimmy. Jimmy, can I send you a listing for sale? Being a family member, we're looking into possibly grabbing for investment property down in ATL.
Absolutely, man.
What are your thoughts?
Tell me anything, bro. You know I got you. Send it to me. Let's get it.
Listen, it's always a beautiful thing when you can make money with your family. I know they say in Biggie, this is Biggie's faults, blood and money don't mix, but that's actually a lie. We've seen plenty of results of family-run businesses for the good and the bad. But if you work it right, you could always work it for the good.
I look at family as being different, man, because certain folks ain't family. Certain folks are just relatives. There's a difference. But I digress.
Happy birthday, Jimmy, from WCP. Now, if y'all here on Fridays, y'all know what WCP is, indeed. All right, Jarrell says Bill Gates Sr. played no games, absolutely none.
Yeah.
Liz says network across and up. That's a fact.
Yeah, bar.
That's a bar. Jarrell says I didn't know Gates came from an affluent background. Yes, he did.
So Jarrell, right? I got a thought about that, right? Because I actually talked about that in the previous episode. How when you look at Bill Gates, when you look at Sergey from Google, Sergey and Larry, actually both of them. You look at Zuckerberg. You look at the gentleman who founded Snapchat. You look at a lot of the tech moguls of our time, and they all come from affluent backgrounds. And I actually have a thought about that. I think a lot of that is because when you come from someone who has resources, right?
Stability.
What tends to happen is, and me and Corey talk about this in our book, which is known, what I'm saying, it's Own Your Time and Space, that some people say can only be compared to the Bible and the Quran, but I digress. The thing is, you have the ability to dream. You have time, right? So if you come from an affluent background, you have the time to sit and think about, what if I did these things? And a lot of other folks don't have that time. They spend their time having to, make resources to take care of people older than them, or even take care of brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles. So there's something about coming from that affluent background which gives you more time to dream and create. And when you're able to work in your creative space, you're able to come up with new ideas that just, exacerbate that gap that we already have. Which is why one of the only ways to ever do something about the gap is from a political standpoint. But, that's a whole other episode. I just say that to say that having an affluent background, if you look at all of the tech moguls of our time, they all come from that.
So what I always take from that is that stability is like fertilizer for stable families. And you can do a lot of things when you come from a stable background.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma Drop Bar says, Aunt,
hey, listen, man.
I used to work for him, Mr. Smith. Okay.
Nice.
That's what's up. Got any inside dope for us? Come on, we need some juice.
Resource qualified. That's my new.
Yes, it is.
That's what we take from this episode. From this day forward, that's what we say.
Don Johnson says, you can't lead the people if you can't feed the people. Hey, yay. I always say this wrong, but what's up? Welcome.
And listen, by the way, I sent that property in Chicago to a couple of folks. I will follow up with them tomorrow to figure out what's going on with that, because we try and do a deal in Chicago too. But
he can afford it. $1 billion is a lot. He knows what to say no to. Facts.
Yeah.
All right, scale it down a little. Just being able to lean on each other for expediting documents with the city is a flex. Oh, there we go. Hello, Corey, you're a better man than me. I usually give an excuse of some sort because I don't want to seem rude. Corey said no.
I want you to seem very rude so you can stop asking me. See, that's the difference.
All right, Jarrell says, is that the new VO drink bar? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I haven't played with it yet. Shelby, you got to check that out. Liz says, hey, yo, AI is the devil. It is. It's a lot of devilish people playing with AI.
Yeah.
Shout out to what is that? The Black Hookage? He wilding out here? Oh. Oh, man. Actual deserts are expanding for AI use, and this is what you use it for.
Exactly. Some folks, bro.
Hey, that's always going to happen. Ann says, that's something I'm working on this year. I still struggle to accept a compliment. I'm such a heads down workhorse type of guy. Pause. I don't think that needed a pause, but I know you and Jimmy are part of the same clan.
It's appropriate, but what I'm saying is like Kamari definitely has a problem with accepting a
Markia, listen.
Markia was good.
Speaking of the abuse I receive on this live as well, I got Markia's in the building. Shout out, sis. Got Jimmy here. You know. Now Markia just confirmed something for us.
Hold up, Markia didn't even say anything to you. You already claim a victim.
But listen, I've been a victim because I've been victimized, man. Don't try to limit and invalidate my feelings, brother. But Marquis says, "Happy birthday, rich cousin." Talking to Jimmy there. All right, so listen.
But I appreciate the love, Marquis. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love.
Dana.
Thank you so much, Dina. Listen, and for those who don't know, Dina is in the village, and Dina's in the village. She's a master trader. Dina be smacking gold around, so shout to Dina.
All right. Oh, Jimmy, thank you. I'm here, man. The legacy lives on. Yes, it is.
Absolutely, it does. Yes, it does. But you are privileged. You are appreciated. If no one told you,
you are appreciated, Liz. All right. She said she has shrimp today. There you go. Yeah. There are a lot of people stepping in, man. The network is crazy, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
No, I am too. And that's the thing. Like, you realize through hard times, man, like, you know, you got some folks. So she's absolutely right. Appreciate that, Aunt. Thank you.
All right. Happy G-Day, Jimmy. Tracy didn't play by building community at all. And you saw it in her work and in her networking. Yep. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was undeniable. All right. They're giving the hearts to Jimmy. And
that was about
Robin. What up, Robin? Where you been?
Hey, Robin.
Good to see you, Robin. All right, these are facts. I don't know what I said. I like to think.
You were talking about Tracy and how she built.
Yes.
She saw something. She pulled people and connected them. That's facts.
Yes, she did.
That's facts. Absolute facts.
Dr. Sev, how are you?
And that's rare too. I want to say something about that because I've been in rooms where Tracy has like put me down with bankers and people just like literally folks and never ask anything for it. Like, he has this, you have this, y'all need to talk. And it wasn't, some folks will do that, but they be looking for something. You know what I mean?
They want a little kickback.
Yeah. She wasn't even about that. And I think that is the dopest and flyest thing, man. So just want to put that out there too.
Hey, Miss Edie, I think I spoke to you already. I think you was on with another channel.
You got love for Miss Edie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want your spot again?
I got it. See, there you go, trying to insult me.
I was asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Blood and money mixed with all the other cultures. Why not us? That's a fact. That's a fact. Stone cold fact. Bill Gates was really Bill Lambier. Yeah. Now, if y'all don't remember Bill Lambier was a center for the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys of the 80s. And he used to smack around a lot of cats. A lot of cats. He kind of looked like Lambier a little bit, too.
He do. That's what makes it funny.
Liz says evolution and progress come when you are trying to survive. That's a fact.
Yes.
Contemplative leisure is a luxury.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. It absolutely is.
When you aren't surviving, you can create and evolve.
Yes.
All right. There's a thank you for the Chicago plug.
Let's get it.
All right. Edvard says, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Black Queens forever.
Do we need that again? Did everybody see it? Why can't they just create a reusable cooling plasma to cool the servers instead of water? We're talking about AI. Good question. I don't have the answer to it. I don't.
These are the questions we need answers to.
Roland Martin victim mentality. Here we go. Listen, Roland Martin is necessary. Y'all don't recognize it now, but it's okay.
Yo, I love Don, man. Don is man.
Hokage
from anime Nutoro, which means Ninja King or Naruto. I'm sorry. I should know that. By the way, everybody must watch Forever. So the Naruto comment made me think of Forever. Great black film or show I'm loving where black cinema is going and black filmmaking and television is going. You got to watch it.
Isn't that based on what's the chick they used to write?
It's based on a book, but it's a white book, but it's now a black story.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Is all right, got you.
All right, so let me get it back. It's pronounced Hokage from anime Naruto, which means Ninja King or King of the Ninjas. The double entendre is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, Nicole says, hit the like button. Listen, y'all, we would appreciate that. We are beefing with all these sharecroppers, digital sharecroppers, like YouTube, like Facebook, like Instagram, like TikTok. So help us get out of the plantation, y'all. Help us get out of the plantation. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share, please.
Y'all be crying, be dying on the in the chat, man. Some of the comments are hilarious, but let's keep it moving, man.
What was said about me? I'm sure there was something about me. What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff?
Listen, man. Jeff has an event coming up next week. I will be speaking at Jeff's event, man. I'm gonna drop these bars at Jeff's event.
That's dope.
So, Jeff, I want to say thank you for the opportunity as always. I'll make sure I'll share it on my timeline. So y'all look for my timeline. I'll be sharing about Jeff's event coming up next week because I will be dropping bars there, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. And yeah.
All right. So Jeff the Wealth Builder says she is a person I was looking forward to meeting. Sorry to hear of her passing. Speaking about Tracy. Thank you for that, Jeff. KL, what up, bro? What up?
Yeah.
All right. Yep, gotcha. I love Roland, but he be snapping on people every day. Yes, he does. All right, bruh. I used to have the Egyptian hair too. Lose that hat, my brother.
Listen, my hair's all over the place right now, Kev, but it's all good though, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Listen, Jimmy still got locks. I ain't got none of that.
Follically gifted, man.
Hey, that is true. All right, Liz says because the whites don't believe in sustainability. They just want money. That's it. Never thinking about keeping people alive. Just how much they can exploit.
Yeah.
Got to give her the horns for that because she did not lie. She told all the truths. All the truths. All right, Liz says Forever was an amazing screen adaptation and showed the importance of having masculine and feminine energy in a home. That's a fact.
I gotta watch this ASAP.
Even though mom was doing a little bit too much. But shout out to Wood Harris. Shout out to Avon Barksdale.
I didn't even know Wood Harris was in it until you told me.
What's that?
I didn't even know Wood Harris was in the show until you
Listen,
told me.
Wood Harris is everything in the show, dog. He is the epitome of black manhood, black fatherhood, black boy joy, all of it together.
No, man, this is why you gotta watch that that show on Apple TV, number one on the call sheet, because part of that show is talking about the idea of now telling our own stories and having platforms that if we want to tell a story, the opportunity exists now.
Right. And so the creator of the show is I always say her name wrong, but Amira Barak Akil. She's the same lady who did Friends. Like she consistently did Friends. Not Friends. Damn it. What's the one with Tracy Ellis? What was the name of that show? Girlfriends. I'm sorry.
Okay, about Friends. I'm like, hold up, Friends. That was.
I'm on the wrong side of the aisle.
Yeah, you definitely are, man. By the way, Girlfriends is one of the greatest sitcoms ever. I've watched every season multiple times.
All right, Liz says, shameless plug, let me know if y'all need
absolutely
Lenny Rods in Chicago. And shout out to Liz because she is our resident mortgage broker.
Yes, she is. She's the best in the business. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm not saying that just because she's here. And the funny thing is, you can ask other people. I've said this about Liz to other people without Liz being there. That Liz is the best because Liz understands our culture for one.
Liz cares.
She cares because I've had people that, even some people who aren't there yet, but she'll walk them through. Like, it's going to take you a year. And she'll work with you the entire time to put you on the path to getting what you got to get. So to me, that's different than someone who's like, oh, you ain't there yet, just go away. Because I've seen, 6F folks do that. And Liz is not like that. So Liz is the best that there is in the business. So.
All right, so Anthony says, Roland Martin is necessary. Who's going to teach us how to wobble and wear ascots with pride? Y'all are a mess.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff the Wealth Builder says, thank you, Kamari. when are you going to get in the fold? Whenever you want me, bro. I'm here. You just like Jimmy more than you like me.
Cut it out.
Yes, Liz, girlfriends. Yes.
Because he brought up Chicago, man. Your man Trump is out of pocket, man. You know, Trump just pardoned Larry Hoover today, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he let Larry Hoover out, man. Larry Hoover home, man.
Well, welcome
Big
home
Meech
to
and
Larry
Hoover
Hoover.
out.
Big Meech and Larry Hoover home, man. So it's interesting times we living in. So because
Now, did he pardon Meech or did he pardon Southwest T? Or did he do both?
They both home right now, man.
All right. So Liz says easy on the mom, Kamari. She was absolutely operating in her role properly.
See, now I gotta go watch this, man.
We can debate that, but yes, she killed the role. I no disrespect. She killed the role.
Well, come on, is this one of those things that after I watch it, we're gonna have to do a review or something on it?
We absolutely have to do a review. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for y'all to catch up.
We gotta get this guy full of elephants first, though. I was ready. Kamari didn't have his bars ready, so
I didn't have my bars ready, but listen, we're gonna do a book giveaway. I got it here.
Oh,
we got it.
Okay.
Yes, we got it. We're gonna rate it.
No, we got it. We're gonna try it and rate it 1 through 10.
Thank you for the save, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Yep.
I feel like if Corey read that book after the first chapter, he might enjoy it and then stop reading the rest.
So I think Corey would like the other book you recommended for me to read.
See, books are different than visual entertainment.
I'm gonna tell you why the first chapter of that book that you after that first chapter, Corey, you gonna stop reading.
I already know why. Because he's gonna be so happy. Tell him
the premise of the book, because it's not giving anything away. It's on the cover of the book. They'll tell you.
Let me read the cover.
Read the premise of the book, Kamari.
Let me read the cover because I don't want to mess it up. Read
the cover.
All right. In a world without white people, what does it mean to be black? One day, a catastrophic event occurs. All of the white people in America walk into the nearest body of water. A year later, Charlie Brunton.
You can stop.
See,
what? You can stop.
Sky full of elephants, y'all.
I've never read the book and I love it already.
Sky full of elephants is probably my favorite book of the year.
Now I have to read it.
I told you. I said after chapter 1, he's done. He don't want to see the rest of the story. He just want to hear that part.
Story is phenomenal.
Oh man, now I gotta go buy a book, man.
Now you can get on Audible too. Huh? Corey, will you do audiobooks?
Corey don't do Audible, dog.
Okay, all right. Nope.
Yeah, he don't do audio.
That's fine.
He likes the physical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, you don't even mess with Kindle either, do you? You do physical books, right?
Always physical.
That's fine. He's still getting the education, so that's all that matters.
Yo, I'm analog, bro.
Listen, I think learning.
Come on. Do you mess with Kindle?
No, I can't get down Kindle. I try, but I can't.
Use a physical book or audio book.
Yeah, it's either one or the other. And audiobook wins out 99% of the time.
I love Kindle. I love Kindle and I love Audible. I love Kindle because just the idea of I have an actual Kindle. Having hundreds of books in that one device is like,
All right, so I get audiobooks from the library. I used to do that too before Audible. Audible is just so convenient, but there are audio books in the library that will never see the light of day on Kindle. And there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, here's the funny thing about Libby, right? If you listen to an audiobook on Libby and you don't get through it, but your time is up, they will straight yank it, right?
Oh, wow.
But if you end up getting it back, it actually keeps your place where you were.
All right, Anthony says, if I'm Hoover, I would charge every podcast a premium fee. He needs a 30-day run like Larry June.
Time, numbers. Good job, Larry.
All right, Don Johnson says, Ant-Man is getting cooked right now.
Ooh, crazy, right? It's crazy to think that it might be like OKC and Pacers NBA final. You know what's crazy about that, Core? Both of those young teams built their team off of getting rid of Paul George.
Oh wow!
Both teams came up.
Well, OKC more
when they traded Chris Paul, because they traded Chris Paul for SGA.
But look at the picks they got when they traded PG.
Yeah. So help me answer this question, y'all. Y'all know I really don't follow sports that much. So I watched the game last night, the Knicks and the Pacers.
Yes.
The Knicks got their booty spanked.
Yes.
When's the last time the Knicks ever got to a championship? Have they ever been to a championship?
No, they got to the championship in the 90s. They went at like 99.
Yeah, they lost
99?
to the Spurs.
Really?
They lost to the Spurs. But they won a championship in 1973.
Was that ABA or was that NBA?
No, that's NBA. Walt Clyde Frazier. And the Senator Bill Bradley was on that team as well.
So they ain't been back in over 50 years.
They haven't won in that long. They've been back, but they haven't won since the 70s.
That's crazy.
You know. But with that being said, though, it's going to be interesting finals, man.
And says OKC and Pacers.
So and OKC, I mean, and the Pacers. So this is what makes me mad about the Sixers. When they were trading Ben Simmons, the Sacramento Kings offered them Tyrese Halliburton, and they didn't take the trade. They offered him Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Don says Paul George was traded for SGA. Who's SGA?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So what?
Part of the Chris Paul deal.
No, it was Paul George. I'm reading it now. So he was traded to OKC as part of the deal that included Danilo Gallinari, first-round picks in exchange for Paul George. The Clippers traded SGA and Gallinari. So so both teams were built on the back of getting rid of Paul George, which is kind of wild. So interesting. They're both young, talented teams, man. But I don't know how
the Pacers got the picks from OKC, and OKC got the picks from LA.
What's interesting to me, though, keeping the black wealth, right? So when you think about the NBA in general, right, and what the NBA means to our folks and our culture, I think the NBA overall is better when the big markets are doing well. I don't know how well, and again, these are very talented teams, great to watch. I love watching them play. I love watching Halliburton play. SGA is amazing. But OKC and Indiana, dog, I just don't know about that.
Nobody wants to see teams from the middle of the country.
We just don't, man. It's like a big city bias when it comes to the NBA. Like, we need Philly, Chicago, New York, LA, like Miami. Like, that's what we need. Like, this is gonna be a little wild. He's gonna call this like the flyover city finals and whatnot. And by the way, I've been to both Indiana and OKC. In fact, when I was in OKC, I actually went to a game, and there's nothing else going on in OKC except the game. OKC.
I actually spent my first 8 months in the Army in Oklahoma, and it's nothing but flat land. And then when you get to the city, it's like one arena. It's the OKC. Well, the OKC wasn't even born. Well, it wasn't even born yet because OKC didn't have a team yet because Seattle was they were still in Seattle when I was in the Army. So they had like a convention center. And I graduated from the convention center in Oklahoma.
All right, so Anthony says Phil Jackson was on the championship Knicks team. Well, he was the coach, as well as the legendary Willis Reed. Okay.
Well, Phil Jackson played on that team when the Knicks won the championship. He wasn't the coach.
Really? Okay.
The coach Phil Jackson was the player on that Knicks team. But
I didn't know Phil Jackson played.
Yeah, he did. He play for the Knicks. As an aside, I don't know if any of our listeners or anything is in Oklahoma, but I'll be there in a couple of weeks. I'm spending Juneteenth on Black Wall Street, man. So
shout out to Juneteenth. Make sure you cop a shirt before you go, Jimmy.
Oh yeah. I definitely need that because I'll be out there, man. I'll be out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Trying to soak up some of that energy from Black Wall Street.
Bar People's out there, Jabbar. Fairweather folks.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna ask Bart. I'm gonna try to get up with the brother, man. But yeah, so I'll be out there in the middle of June.
All right. So Liz says, for all the ladies lost or want to learn more, follow Sports Shorties.
Sports Shorties, man. Sports Shorties on Instagram. Man.
All right. For all the ladies lost or want to learn more, follow Sporty Shorties on Instagram.
Sports Shorties, man. Where you get sporty from?
I thought I saw why. Don't judge.
All right. So Jeff says Sixers could have gotten Halliburton and Buddy Hield for James Harden as well. Yep, these are facts. The casual
fans
on the viewership. real athletes know this will be a good series. Very fast-paced teams will be good to watch. That's true. But also remember back when the Pistons played the Spurs, which was, very good fundamental basketball. That was terrible.
Lowest rated finals in history.
Yeah, this is a little different because they're both up pace. They both got playmakers at point guard. It's a little bit different, but that fight
and the league MVP plays on
OKC.
OKC, so there's a better chance for it to go, be a bigger series.
KD, yes, I did see Gilly, and I actually love the fact that he said that right to his face. He said it right to PG's face, so that was kind of dope. And also salute to PG for his response. Like, yeah, he's like, yo, you're right. I got to do better. Like,
What did he say?
He told him like, yo, what you gave us ain't it. Like, you was ass this year. Like, he basically told him right to his face on his pod.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying?
Don says he about to follow them too.
Okay, here we go. So I ain't even been but I already know what that's about.
He's got that Nate vibe.
Here you go. Nate is misunderstood.
Nate is not.
Listen, I gotta watch this show you keep talking about because I gotta see what characters.
Everybody joining us to celebrate our sister Tracy. This has been another episode of Wealthy Wednesdays, presented by the Black Wealth Rebel team. We will be back Friday. Jimmy won't be here, so I'm going to slander the shit out of him. So pull up. And we going to have a bit, but listen, we already know Corey ain't going to allow none of that.
Whoa. Don't be saying it like, Jim
what?
Or something like
y'all brothers.
No, you're saying it like I'm on some big brother shit. Like, nah, man.
You are.
Wrong.
Listen, man, I just want to say this one thing, man. The words of Magic Johnson, man, I ain't gonna be here, so I don't care. I ain't gonna be here, so it's all good, man. By the way, man, it's funny. I was talking to Corey yesterday. Yeah, I was talking to Corey yesterday. And me and Corey's having a conversation. He said something to me. And I was like, yo, it's funny because Kamari literally just said the same thing to me. And I was like, yo, y'all dudes think alike and don't even realize y'all think alike.
But
I digress, man.
What did you say?
No, it just happens all the time is what I'm saying. But yesterday it happened specifically yesterday.
Now you can't leave us hanging. What did he say?
I was telling him like all the stuff I was dealing with in terms of like, just trying to hold things down and the phone calls and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, yo, you need me to go get my license, man? I will get my license right now and come help you. And I was like, damn, Kamari just told me the same thing.
I would.
No, I put it all down. I put everything down and come help my brother.
In a heartbeat.
No, but I thought it was but those were two different conversations, and y'all literally said the same thing.
Well, we can call Power Realty.
Hey, listen, I'm with that too.
But you don't want to become a broker. Let's go.
Let's go. There's other ways to operate outside of that, man. But we could talk about that another time, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, man. I appreciate the love, the birthday love, also the support, in terms of what we're dealing with and losing our sister. All that's appreciated. We love you guys, like truly. Like we really do believe in the idea of a village, which is what today's episode was about. And community minded only, man. We want to build with folks that think and behave and move the same way we move. Go to blackwealthrebels.com. Before we get out of here, I want to say go to blackwealthrebels.com. We do have a free tier. A lot going on. We got a lot of content dropping tomorrow, by the way. I'm dropping a bunch of stuff before I get out of here. Also, support our sponsor. We do have a sponsor, which is a Black-owned company. For those who don't know, it's called Supplement. Supplement makes the best bottle there is in the market. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself cold, hot, however you want to get it. But it's getsupplement.com. And this is a Black-owned company. You already know if you watch it on here, it's a Black-owned company. But please support our sponsor, Supplement. Very phenomenal. Kamari got a cup too. I got the bottle right here. I got a couple of these in the crib. Kamari got the cup. Hey, Kamari, show everybody your cup too.
I got mine right here. Listen, I talk about this thing all the time. So we good to go.
And we appreciate them supporting us, right? So we appreciate Supplement. So go to getsupplement.com and make sure you support our sponsor. We love you. We appreciate you guys. I'm definitely gonna have hats. I'm going full. Listen. I need this, man.
Pretty Ricky is what they call him. Pretty Ricky.
I need to really just kind of get myself together, man. So my brothers will hold it down for me on Friday and Sunday. Come on, I might cook up something, send you a little PowerPoint for Sunday.
Go vacation. Go vacation.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you though. If I find me a good seat with a nice view, I might pull up anyway, just for a couple minutes.
Sorry, but listen, you off, you on vacation. We don't need you to keep going.
I love you, brothers, man. Listen, everybody out there, we appreciate you. We love you. Black Queens forever. And just go support black shit. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Lady out.
Peace.